Welcome to Revolutionary Motion, where we show you tennis from a different perspective. Today we're going to talk about one of the most common mistakes we see a lot of people make before they even start their practice. And that mistake is that they're starting the practice with the wrong intention. And their intention is usually to work on their weaknesses. Now, that sounds good on paper because you feel like, okay, I'm losing because of my weaknesses and, I have to somehow get them to a higher level to make sure that I start winning my matches. The problem with that is that you're focusing on the wrong thing. Most of the time, you're losing your matches because your strength is not good enough, not because your weakness is too bad. So in my case, for example, I used to hit a very hard two-handed backhand growing up. Then I moved to the US to start playing college tennis, and I did not feel comfortable putting my backhand in whatsoever because my strength was to hit my backhands close to the baseline in Germany where I grew up and hit them very hard. I never had a good angle. When I came to the US, the balls flew a lot further than they did in Germany, and it was very hard for me to adjust. So I couldn't get my two-handed backhand that I hit, for example, down the line or cross court pretty deep in Germany into the court. I hit them all out by probably 6 feet or so. But now I had to win my matches somehow. So what did I do? I changed my approach to my backhands for the time being. And I played more slices because I knew that like this, I can at least stay neutral in the rally when I need to. And I don't have to go for any unnecessary risk because my big strength in my game is not my baseline game, it's my serve. So my baseline game just has a supporting role in my matches that helps me to win enough points to, in the end, come out on top. So I didn't care as much about being super aggressive off of my backhand because I knew I'm going to win enough points off of my serve and off of my serve and volley game. So I just needed a few points here and there that I could also win by slicing the ball as long as my slice stays neutral, and over time either my opponent makes a mistake or I manage to become a little bit more offensive if my slice is good enough and my opponent hits a shorter ball. So as you can see, I did not try to just fix my backhand no matter what and try to do that in every single match I played, but instead I tried to focus on avoiding my weakness in my matches to make sure that they don't get exploited and I don't lose any matches because of my weakness. And like that, I was able to win most of my college matches throughout my college career. So what you should think about instead is how to make your game more soundproof. How do you get your game style to become more effective and more efficient? Obviously, if your weakness is so weak that as soon as the ball reaches that side, you're missing your shot, for example, if you can't put your backhand in at all, sure, you have to first learn how to put the backhand in. But if in general, over time, your backhand becomes a liability because after 4, 5, 6, or 7 shots on the backhand, you tend to give your opponent a shorter ball and they put it away. Your backhand is not that bad that you can't live with it. So in that case, you should try to learn how to avoid your backhand and instead work on making your strength bigger. So for example, if I have, as I just mentioned, a very bad backhand, I can put it in deep most of the time, but after a few shots, eventually I'll get short. But my forehand, on the other hand, is really good. I feel very comfortable, for example, hitting my forehand inside out. Now the solution to the problem in your matches is to not hit as many backhands by standing a little bit further in the backhand corner so you can run around your backhands more easily, hitting more of your forehand inside out shots that you feel a lot more comfortable with. Now obviously your backhand can never be taken out of the game completely, but you can also try to think about different ways of staying neutral in your point with your backhand. For example, add some height to your balls, so your opponent doesn't have as much of an easy time trying to, attack that shot. If you can keep the ball deep with height, your opponent will have to hit a softer shot as well, as long as they don't go for unnecessary risk, which means it'll make it easier for you to now run around your backhand on the next shot, hit that forehand inside out, and then dictate the point with your forehand from there on out. So while, of course, a very bad weakness will be a liability for you and you have to improve it, if your backhand seems to just be a little bit softer than your forehand or a little bit worse than your forehand, don't focus all your time on trying to improve your weakness, because weaknesses don't lose you the match, but strengths win you your matches. Especially if you focus on trying to find a pattern that helps you exploit your strength and your opponent's weakness in your favor.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.